My name is Melina-Jade. This is my channel. If this is the first video of mine that you are seeing, then hello and welcome. I post acting, photography and directing based content. I am a college student in the UK. I'm studying film and TV right now, level 3 film and TV. I'm in my first year, but I do intend on studying the second year too. I thought that because I've created so much this year for my coursework, I would share everything that I've created this year. I do also plan on posting my final major project, but my hand-in date for that is in May, and so I plan on posting that around the 20th of May. But for now, this is a recap of everything that I've created so far, so I hope that you enjoy. Okay, so this isn't a project so much, it was more of a workshop, but I did get content from the workshop. The first thing that I remember doing on the course was a lighting workshop. So for this, we learned all of the different names of the lights and different lighting techniques and angles and stuff. And then we learned how to set up the lights in different angles to create different moods for different scenes, and then we took some photos modelling with different students, modelling different lighting techniques and angles, and so these are the photographs that I got from that workshop. This was my first real project with some of the other students. At the start of the year, not a lot of people knew how to use the cameras. I myself only really knew how to use Nikon and also a Canon, which I have right now. But this year I've learned how to use Fujifilm and a few other different types of Canon cameras. And also lenses is something that we learned at the start of the year. But these two projects that I'm about to show you now, this was to learn both the editing side of things as well as camera angles and using different natural lighting throughout the college, because we didn't always get the chance to take the different lights around with us. We had to work with where we were in the college. We also learned how to use the camera both on and off of a tripod at different angles. But yeah, there wasn't really much to these first projects. It was just to sort of learn how to initially first use a camera and edit basic clips together. Okay. This next project, again, was quite basic, just to learn the initial use of a camera and basic editing skills, but also this was our first initial go at Foley. If you don't know what Foley is, it is the creation of sound for film and TV. If the initial recording of whatever you are filming is muffled or there's an issue with the sound, then you would go into an ADR room, audio dialogue replacement room, to then re-record the sound to place on top of the clip. And this is what we did with this following video.
Get away! Get away! No! No! Please! Help! Anybody! Anybody! Please!
These next two clips are from our first time working in the green screen room, actually using the green screen. So we set up the camera on a tripod, set up the lighting around the room, we recorded our clips and then edited the video with the use of the green screen background.
Oh my God.
This next clip again is just sort of a bonus clip. This was not for an actual project. Some students and I had some spare time, so we went into the ADR room, we set up a tripod and a camera, and then set up the podcast microphones, and we recorded the SML podcast, the Summer Melina Libby podcast, which was just for fun, practicing how to use the podcast microphones the way that we would if we were recording real podcast episodes.
Welcome to the SML podcast
featuring
Rowan and Sam.
We're supposed to have a third guest, but he appears to be late.
Sorry guys for being late. I was stuck in traffic.
Why was he late?
I told you I was stuck in traffic. I was cutting bushes.
Okay.
This next project was an advertisement project, which the final outcome of it I'm pleased with. But when we first figured out what we had to do, I struggled, because what happened was our tutor came round. She had written a bunch of random objects, names of random objects down, put them in a jar, mixed them around, and whatever we picked out we had to create an advertisement for. I picked out Glade, which I love the brand, but at the time I thought, how am I supposed to create an advert for this? I had no idea where to start, no idea what to do. So some students and I got together, we tested out different lighting, we tested out different angles, I gave them different scenes to act out, and then this is what I directed. This is the advert that we created.
I like him, I don't know why you don't.
I mean, he's alright, but...
No, he is. Ew! Ruined your smell! Buy yours now. Glade. The top 10 brands competing, none of them win. Glade is the way to go these days. $9.99.
That's good.
This next project that I created is two things. It is for my coursework, but it was also in collaboration with the UK Women's March. And the reason that I chose to do this as a collaboration is because, first off, I was working with their social media team, and so I created this for them to share across their platforms. But also, our subject that we got to choose from, we had a bunch of different subjects that we could choose from, and I chose feminism. Men in power tend to hire men that remind them of themselves. This Variety article references a study based on how first-time directors get fewer offers. But even experienced directors are more likely to be hired if they are white and male.
A changing world, a changing society with changing thoughts and changing opinions.
Today I'm here to talk about what being a Muslim woman means to me.
But does change mean going forwards, or are we actually going back? Is the knowledge we gain bringing change? Is the knowledge we gain leading us the right way?
Being a Muslim woman is deeply personal and a unique experience that means different things to different people.
What is something that you think needs to be spoken about more on the topic of women and feminism?
Women on periods. I don't think women get enough validation, enough justice. They still go to work, they still go to school, they still teachers, police women, everything. So I don't think they get enough justice. In colleges, they don't provide tampons, pads, chocolate for women or girls when they're on periods, because they need that.
But for me, being a Muslim makes me feel empowered by my faith and beliefs, and it makes me feel guided. It also gives me a sense of modesty and strengths and values.
What is your opinion on men wearing the white ribbon?
I think that they aren't afraid to express their beliefs and what they disagree with. I think it shows what true empowerment and equality looks like.
The first thing that people notice about me when they see me is my headscarf. People might just think it's just a cloth, but for me, it's what makes me me. For me, it's my whole identity.
But we're living in a society where the media puts out imagery to tick the box that says we represent everyone and disagree with bigotry.
What is girlhood?
Girlhood is supporting one another, If a girl's going through a breakup, you have to support her. We're all female at the end of the day, we have to support each other, because who else will?
The reason I wear a headscarf is because it makes me feel beautiful, but the purpose of wearing it is a sign of modesty. But also growing up in a school where there were not many kids that were wearing headscarf made me feel very different, but not different in a good way, different where I felt very noticed.
We're living in a society where people think we're equal, yet women still get catcalled, we're harassed walking down the street, and we hold our keys in our hands just in case we're put in a position where we have to defend ourselves.
We, as women, speak upon what we believe are issues that people need to be made more aware about. We do so in support of other and all women. We are aiming to raise awareness on gender equality, women's rights, abortion rights, LGBT rights, transgender rights, and human rights. For those who need clarification, the definition of a feminist is an advocate of women's rights on the basis of the equality of the sexes, a person who supports feminism.
But all we're asking for is a positive change. For us to be equal to you in every single way, for marginalised groups to be recognised, for outsiders to be seen, for a society where we no longer have to scream, where we're not judged for what we wear, where we're free to create without the backlash.
This is what we have been, what we are, and what we continue to fight for.
A changing world, a changing society, with changing thoughts, with changing opinions. But does change mean going forwards, or are we actually going back?
This is the final clip that I'm going to add into the video before I end it. This is the newest piece of work that I've worked on. This was a green screen project, so we were supposed to be Marvel villains, and we had set up the lighting that you would need to use, the correct lighting that you would need to use when working with a green screen, and we then edited a background onto the green screen. This day in particular, I was ill and I was so tired, and I did not want to do this project, which you are going to be able to see by the extreme pleased expression on my face. This is the clip. So the actual clip is before the edit, because the actual final edit I don't have here at home on my laptop. One of the lads in my class had to help me with almost all the entire green screen edit that we did, because I struggle. I am not a fan of green screen editing because I'm not too good at it. But yeah, when it comes to green screen editing, I need a lot of help. It's not my strongest point. But that is it. That is all of the clips that I have. That is all of the projects that I have made so far. I do plan on posting my final major project, but I will of course need to hand it in first. And so once I've done so, I will then post it to my channel. If you haven't, please subscribe, because I will find out where you live and I will break into your house and subscribe to my channel myself. Subscribe!